You can see it working. That flasher's rolling back and forth, and that bait is up top spinning. And that's the best of both worlds. Whenever you catch a fish, you don't have to reel up the flasher. Yep, that's what it'll look like. How it just came up like that. Oh, fish, 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 fish. You'll reel, 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 reel. And you reel until you get tension with the fish. And once you get tension with the fish, you pull it out of the holder, and then you're gonna fight it like a normal fish. All right, we got a king or a chinook, a coho or a silver, a chum or a dog salmon, and a pink or a humpy. All right, we are trolling for salmon. We got this downrigger set. Got our flat line out the back with a 6-ounce weight. And we got this one set. This one's set down at 60. We're out here at the cave. And we're waiting for our first bite today. And we got a mess of a boat. Bunch of salmon. Just right there. And I almost always stack 30 feet apart. You can do 20, but you're more likely to get tangled if you do 20. Go right through that membrane. Keep that, pinch this mouth shut whenever you're doing that. Flip it around. And just put it right through the through a good part of that meat. And your hook will be sticking out a little bit on that other side. That's what you want right there. Looks great. Hello everybody, Captain Cody here from globalfishingreports.com. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use downriggers. We have Scotty downriggers. These are electric downriggers, 15-pound lead balls, one on each side. It's a beautiful evening here in Sitka, Alaska. Personally, I use these to troll for salmon, silver salmon and king salmon mostly. We do really well. And with these tricks, it'll help you guys catch a lot more salmon. But this information is good if you're going for walleye, salmon, whatever else you guys use downriggers for. So I hope you enjoy the video. All right, I'm gonna show you how to use a downrigger. So on this, we have a 15-pound ball right here with a clip. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna swing this over the side. Just like so. We're gonna get our pole ready. To get our pole ready, we just pull out some line here, about that much. So the first thing you do is you zero out your downrigger, 0 feet. We're at 0 feet right now. So we got our flasher. In this case, we're using a spoon. We're gonna take this. We're gonna put it out about 5 feet behind that clip. And in this case, I'm gonna bump this up all the way to the top. Grab this line just goes right in the clip. I'm gonna go all the way back because I'm using a flasher. If I wasn't using a flasher and I was just using bait, I would put it about even with that black line. So then whenever it gets a bite, it'll pull out easier. But in this case, since I got the flasher, I want more tension. Still's gonna pull out pretty easy, but not too easy. And what I'm gonna do, take this, flip it back. Now that's ready to go. And I'm gonna let this out nice and easy. So to let it out, you keep your thumb on this and you pull back on this. Now that ball's going down. You can see that flasher start to work there. That's what it looks like in the water. That flasher is supposed to be rolling. Whenever salmon feed, they roll. So that flasher rolling like that imitates a salmon feeding. So again, now we're gonna drop it. So now we just got to our troll depth. What you want to do is click it over, reel, reel, reel. I'll put it in this holder just like this, and I'll reel up all of the slack. All right, guys, we got this line set. And now what we're waiting for is we're waiting for this pole to come up and actually go slack, or just start to rise. Whenever it starts to rise, and I'm sitting here watching it, it starts to rise, I'll go, oh, fish on, reel, 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 reel. And I'll reel as fast as I possibly can. That's because whenever salmon bite, they actually feed upwards. So they'll grab your bait and they'll start swimming for the surface. So if you just watch it, you're never gonna get tight with the fish, and eventually it's gonna spit the lure out or it's gonna spit the bait out. So that's what we're waiting for. And I might be able to give you a demo of what that looks like. if I can pop it without it. Yep, that's what it'll look like. How it just came up like that. You just, oh, fish, 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 fish. You'll reel, 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 reel. And you reel until you get tension with the fish. And once you get tension with the fish, you pull it out of the holder, and then you're gonna fight it like a normal fish. But in this case, we don't have one, so we'll just reset it. So guys, now we're bringing our line up 20 feet, 10 feet, and it's got these stops on it. Whenever that stop hit that right there, it stopped. And our ball is just out of the water, so we'll pull our ball up a little bit and we'll reset. Pull all this stuff off of your ball and you'll reset. So guys, on this side of the boat I run a flasher with a spoon or a flasher with a hootchie. And on this side of the boat I run something else. I'm gonna run this flasher with bait. All right guys, on this side of the boat I'm gonna run something different. I'm gonna run my herring with bait. So, bait in the left hand, we're gonna rig it up real quick. Through that membrane, through the side of the head. And sometimes I will run this back piece right through here. Just like that. Now that's gonna be set up to spin. We're gonna put this out. And guys, this bait that I'm about to run on this downrigger, I actually have it just set up with my Mooching rig, just so I don't have to have two different setups. So that's what I have. For the Mooching rig, it's just a set of beads, the slider, and then a gum pucky with a bead. You don't actually have to have that bead there. Alright, so this is what this looks like. I got a chrome flasher, and I have it tied about 2 feet behind a 15-pound downrigger ball. I'm gonna lower this downrigger ball until it's just in the water. I'm gonna take my stacker clip, and I'm gonna put it right on the line, just like that. And I might actually put it even a little closer. So if you look, my stacker clip is about 2 feet above the ball, and then I have my flasher down there. So now I got a flasher that's attracting the fish, and I'm gonna be able to run bait above that. And that's gonna give the bait good action and the flasher good action. So let's set this bait now. This is what this setup looks like. You got your stacker clip, downrigger ball, flasher, and then you got your bait about 2.5 feet right behind that flasher, right where you want it anyway. And we're gonna send this on down. And away it goes. You can see it working. That flasher's rolling back and forth, and that bait is up top spinning. But that bait's gonna be spinning, the flasher's working, and that's the best of both worlds. Whenever you catch a fish, you don't have to reel up the flasher. There's a shot of that bait spinning, and we're going really slow right now. We're only going about 1.8 knots. And this is your stopper. This is what stops the downrigger from coming up. This will come through, and then right there, it'll slide through there and it'll do a manual click over and stop it from coming up. All right, I'm gonna show you how to stack on a downrigger. So we got one line set going out. This is our deep rod. And now I'm gonna use stacker clips to stack. We're simply gonna put this on. This rod, grab it about 6 feet from the flasher. There we go. So that's what we're starting with. Just right there. And I almost always stack 30 feet apart. You can do 20, but you're more likely to get tangled if you do 20. 30 feet is usually a really good spacing. So what we do is this one, we have the clicker on, the clicker's out, that's our deep rod. This other rod, I'm just gonna hold, flip it, and we're gonna drop it. We're just gonna go 30 and 60. So we had 60, we flip this one, just set it tight, Reel that one till it's tight. Reel this one till it's tight. This one had a lot on it, but now we're set. So now we're trolling with 2 lines on 1 downrigger. This one is at 60 and this one is at 30. If your shallow rod gets bit, you can leave the deep rod out, reel it up and reset it. But if it's the other way around, if your deep rod goes, you have to reset both rods. Typically, I'll pop the shallow rod first. Pop that. You can see it didn't get tangled. So that one was good. When you are running stacker clips, guys, you do want to have a stopper so that whenever it comes through, it stops right after it gets to that break point. So you're going to want one of these stoppers at the end, and you're going to want one of these stoppers at your second stacking point. And you run them about 3 feet in front of where the clips go. We're going to talk stacker downrigger clips. This is actually probably your standard downrigger clip that you see. One clip clips to the downrigger line, the other one goes to your line. This is more of a commercial clip where the line goes right there. Then you just close it up and that's easy to use. And on this end, the line just goes in that end. This is one that I built. This regular downrigger clip, they're pretty light, so a lot of times they slip off prematurely. So this red one is a stronger clip, and then this one's an even stronger clip. And this has 2 settings. It goes, you can push it back or forward, and it'll have 2 different settings, but either setting's pretty strong. Either setting's definitely stronger than this stacker clip here. And guys, to set these stacker clips, this is just a swivel. So you clip that around the line, take this, that goes on the main line, so now that's gonna go up. Always run your swivel below this so that whenever it comes up, it stops. And then you just clip your main line right in there. All right, when you're done for the day, what I always do is just grab this flasher, hold this bag, electric rigger, pull a little forward, and now you're set up and ready to run. This rubbing on the side won't hurt anything. This is a setup of how it attaches. So this flasher is just attached with a swivel, and then onto another swivel on this side. On this side, you got to use a heavy duty swivel for that. This rubber piece here, guys, makes it so if the ball comes up and doesn't stop, it has some give to it so that the ball won't just break off. You will lose balls if you just tie it directly to the ball and it comes up, hits here, and then it'll just break right off. Right now, this is what I'm setting up. I got a flasher. This is my favorite color flasher right here. I'll provide a link for this below. Anytime you're below 60 feet, this is the color to run. This is awesome, or all chrome, but this is my favorite. We got some nicknames for it. And then we got a little glitter skirt here, and we got a green glow hootchie. We actually get these pre-rigged for the whole season. They're actually pre-rigged on these rollers, which is fantastic. So to rig this, guys, first thing you do is put your glitter skirt onto your hooks. So slide that on down. That covers your hooks like that. You could actually run it just like that and you'd probably catch fish, but we throw a hootchie on top of it. And actually we run these hootchies dry. We don't actually run any bait on them. You can run bait on them. If you run bait, don't hook it as if it would, if it were spinning. You just hook it there just to add scent to it. The flasher hootchie spins enough as it is. But there we go. So there's our hootchie fly combo. And then this gets tied to your flasher. Pretty straightforward. I'm just gonna do a basic uni knot here. Nothing crazy. And since it's 30 inches, it'll actually be 29 inches probably by the time I cut off the tag on this uni knot right here. Let's cut off this end. And there we go. So now we got our flasher, 29 inches. We got our hootchie. This is ready to go out there and catch fish. The reason why you run the flasher is whenever salmon feed, they roll. And whenever this is in the water, it's rolling. And it looks like a salmon feeding. And you run a nice short leader for kings. You can run it as short as 24 inches. And then for this guy, this is the swivel. I'm gonna put a gum pucky on here, which is this thing. Just so if we reel it up, you can just reel it right up to the eye. You don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna put a bead here, just a little green bead. And then I'm gonna tie, I got another ball bearing swivel with a clip. And I'll provide links to all this stuff below to make it easy on you guys. I also have a website called Global Fishing Reports where I write a page, how to catch salmon, and I'll show you guys the best lures to use for king salmon and for silver salmon. There we go. Now this is ready to go. So now whenever you're trolling, you just grab your flasher with a hootchie, and you're set up. That'll look just like that. That leader might even be a tad bit long, maybe around a 24 inch, but that'll certainly work. And then why that was so nice, you saw how I just threw that in the water whenever you're done for the day. Oh, that fish wanted to eat my lure. And then this is all ready to be put away. And for salmon, guys, this is the reel I'm using. It's Dakota 500 HGLC. I will also provide a link for that. It's a great reel. It's great for mooching, and it's great for trolling. Another thing here is with these downriggers. This is how it's set up. We got a Scotty high performance. That also means high speed. So it's an electric rigger and it's high speed. We got 200-pound Dacron line, and I got it hooked onto a 15-pound ball. For kings, you got to go deep, so you want a heavy ball. And I actually run a flasher about 2.5 feet behind my downrigger ball, like this. And then what I do is up here on the line, I'll run a stacker clip. So to put a stacker clip on, this is what I do. So this is the stacker clip. You can see how that clips on there. The other one clips on the line, and this one is where you clip your line onto. And I don't run it far off that ball, probably only 2.5 feet. So that flasher's going, and then I actually run bait behind this. I'll show you guys how to hook up some bait here shortly too. But that's the stacker clip. So this is about 2.5 feet behind the ball, and then about 2 feet behind that you're gonna have bait spinning. So whenever you get a bite, you don't have to reel up your flasher, you just get to fight the fish. And this catches a lot of fish. I would say 3 out of every 4 salmon come off of this. And on this rig I actually track bottom. So if I'm fishing 120 feet, I'll set this rigger depth to about 130. And that means with the angle of that line, I'll be right about on the bottom. Catches a lot of salmon. And on this side over here, I don't run the same thing. On this side, I just run a clip like this, a release clip, and then I'll put that black flasher and a fly down on this one, and then I'll stack. So I got another stacker clip over here. So this flasher and fly, this black one, will be on the bottom. I'll run it at about 90 feet. And I'll have that set, and I'll put out 30 feet of line. 30 feet makes it a good spacing so you don't get tangled whenever you're releasing the different lines. And then I'll run this stacker clip, and then 30 feet above it, I'll run this one. This is a blue and white flasher. And on this one, I actually don't have a hootchie, I actually have a fly. This has caught a bunch of fish. It works really well. These little guys are called sand lances. This is what the salmon are eating. I'll include links to that stuff as well. And that's my basic setup whenever I'm trolling. I also run one line straight out the back on a mooching line. So it's just a 6-ounce weight with a leader with just with a herring. And you set up that herring so that it spins. And I'll show you guys how to rig that up right now. So I'm gonna show you how to run bait now. On this, we got a gum pucky, a bead, and then we have actual beads. It's basically like a swivel. And then on this side, what we have is our 2 hooks. So these 2 hooks, and I'll show you how to hook a bait on. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you how to hook up a herring. This works for mooching and this works for trolling. I got my 2 hooks, which are snelled together, and I got my herring. Here we go. Bait in the left hand. Go right through that membrane. Pinch this mouth shut whenever you're doing that. Flip it around, and just put it right through through a good part of that meat. And your hook will be sticking out a little bit on that other side. Now you're ready to go. This, just let it be free. Very rarely do you miss fish whenever you hook them up like this. And it spins great. And if we were trolling along here, I'll guarantee you this is gonna spin. That's what you want right there. Looks great. All right, guys, I'm gonna show you that one more time, a lot quicker. So here's your double hook, here's your herring. Grab it, pinch it shut, its mouth shut, flip it around, go through, and then you're in the water. You're in the water really quick with this setup, and it spins great. This works on downriggers, and this also works when you're mooching. This is the best bait for salmon. King salmon, silver salmon, works awesome. These are 3 herring flats we're gonna use for salmon and halibut fishing today. We got them covered in salt, and then we're just gonna soak them in salt water. So we'll let them soak for about 10 minutes, and then we'll put them in the cooler, and they'll be nice and brined, ready to go for bait. Here's an example of an electric Cannon downrigger. This is a Mag 20 DT. The only complaint I've heard of people having with these is you can't control the descent speed. That's one of the nice things about the Scotty, is you can control the descent speed. Here you just have a button. One way's up, one way's down. But other than that, this is a really nice downrigger. You can see it's got the extendable arms. One on that side, one on this side. Thanks for watching that video on how to use downriggers. I hope that helps you guys catch more fish. If you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.